For us, of course, as an economy that is very exposed to the global cycles through our integration in the global value chain and the supply chain, obviously the question of trades functioning smoothly is a predominant issue. And if you look at our numbers, the vast majority of the growth slowdown has been driven by one-off issues which are weather-related and related to some elements of the new rules around the automotive industry. But of course, the overriding concern to us is on the one side the exposure to slowdown in growth to the global economy, but also the less smooth functioning of world trade, be it through the threat of increased tariffs, be it through all of the potential disruptions that we're facing related to Brexit and its effects on the supply chain. So those are the things that we are very worried about and are looking at most carefully. On the other side, of course, the question is how do we deal with these issues? And for us, the key element there is sending signals of increased unity, for us, of course, predominantly in the EU. And we've achieved some progress in that sense with some implementations of the global financial reforms with respect to your questions on strengthening the robustness of the banking system. In December, Europe agreed on quite far-reaching implementations and deepening of the European Monetary Union. But of course, we need to go much, much further than that because the European market, as opposed to the Chinese and US financial markets, is still very fragmented and a lot still needs to be done, both on the risk sharing within the banking union, the capital markets union, and the fiscal cooperation.
Since you've taken me down this path, and I hate to interrupt the flow, but why doesn't Europe yet have a targeted fiscal instrument for supporting individual countries in the Eurozone that may be suffering fiscal or financial problems? We're 10 years after the crisis, and we still do not have that specific instrument for helping those countries. And because they're all in the Euro bloc, they cannot print their way out of the problem by going back to the peseta or the franc. What are we doing? Why are we dithering? Why has it taken 10 years?
So France and Germany made quite concrete proposals along those lines. And Europe has embraced some but not all of those proposals. But we have the mandate from the heads of government and heads of state to work further on exactly these instruments. But there are very fundamental differences within Europe on the question of the need for that. But Germany and France agreed on the need for tools that further convergence, further competitiveness. We are of the view that also stabilization needs to be an element. But around that, there is pretty wide disagreement within Europe on the need for further integration along those lines.